Interesting thing that I put words to the other day. Typically, more conservative people, especially more conservative people with money to invest, invest in land or kind of bonds, kind of lower interest but more secure investments. And then typically more liberal people invest in things like stocks and that type of stuff on the market. And it's interesting because if you vote Republican, trickle-down economics is something that Republicans promote as a party. And when you promote trickle-down economics, what happens is there's incentive beyond CEOs that make something like $300,000 a year, which is not much more than a specialist as a doctor or a good lawyer. To start a Fortune 500 company, you need 51% of shareholders to basically buy into your company, to basically make your company global in the stock market. And the reason that the tax structure is the way it is you're supposed to incentivize those people to start global business commerce. It's why trickle-down economics exists, because there's not much incentive if you don't pay someone beyond a CEO or lawyer or a doctor to do that type of work to set up companies that keep our global economy afloat like Coca-Cola. So Republicans support the stock market, but typically Democrats invest in it. And then when it comes to land ownership or land conservation, or when it comes to stimulating the local economy with town or city bonds, or even state bonds or federal bonds, that type of stuff is typically something that I or a more conservative investor would invest in. That in land or land trusts and that type of thing. And it's interesting because those types of investments go to promote social welfare in cities. They go to promote town projects that towns can't afford when your municipality budget or your property tax in Vermont isn't doing well. Those types of conservative investments promote liberal or democratic kind of ideals or policies when it comes to promoting things like social welfare in cities, when it comes to things like balancing a more expensive state budget because of social welfare programs, or when it comes to kind of giving the federal government's money to do things like set up national parks or the interstate system.